It says live.
All right. On my end, it says live. I think we're live, guys. I hope everybody's having a good week. We have name changed this deal. I got to get that out. Courtesy of High Octane to the Three Loose Lug Nuts weekly podcast. And, I really like that name.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. Initially, we had the name that Cleveland had came up with. And, I had been messaged by a couple people saying that Kyle Petty uses that. And I have seen that. The backseat drivers podcast or whatever he's calling. I don't want to, infringe on anybody or somebody, come at us if this thing was to blow up and be like, hey, this is, my title. And then we'd have a whole fiasco. So rather than doing that, I figured we would just go ahead and change it. And Octane just randomly came up with it. He said it popped into his head. So I like it. Cleveland likes it. So everybody agrees. And this is what we're going to be calling it. Before we get going, I do need to make this. I don't want to turn this into a big announcement show, but while I got a lot of people here, we had to push our the March break for Donruss to April because they delayed it till April 6th. So
Thanks,
that's
Panini.
out of my control. And we're going to have to run a different break, which is good that I had something on the back burner. So if you guys are interested, please let me know. You can let me know in chat or get with me or whatever. We'll have 10 spots. This is a $20 break, and we're going to be opening up 5 blasters. There'll be 2021 Chronicles Blaster, 2018 Certified, 2021 Prism, 2021 Donruss, and 2017 Absolute. There's 4 guaranteed hits, and, of course, we'll get some numbered cards. So if you guys are interested, just let me know in chat, or you can just text me. I've got you and Octane down. I figured you two would want in. So, you did want a spot, right, Josh?
Yeah, can you stop selling stuff on my time?
On your time? What's your time?
My time's valuable.
Oh, God. Please. No, I had to get that out because, I'll probably announce it again. And we plan on breaking that next Wednesday. And then really quick, I won't say any other announcements. I'm thinking March 19th we'll have the auction and everything on March 19th. That's Saturday. I can't really go around the NASCAR schedule because it's just they're running like every week. And I've been hampered for so long about this with the auction. So I want to get that out there. So there it is. So March 19th, we'll have the auction. And then if you want to buy into that break, just let me know. So let's move forward. All right. Talking about this week's racing action, man, we got a lot to cover.
There's your commercial break right at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, let's get it out of the way first. That way we're done. Metal Mike saying yes, auction. See, I told you. I've had like 7 or 8 people asking, so I'm like, God, I got to do this. But a lot to cover tonight. I'll actually say I thought all the races this week were pretty good, honestly.
They were.
They really were. Out of the 3, man, it's hard to choose which one was the best.
I think the truck race was pretty good.
Yeah. It was. And hey, we'll get to it later tonight, but one of my picks won, so I got to brag all night long. One of my picks from last week. So
we were all pretty close, though.
Yeah, it was really good. With really, who did we pick there at the the truck, you chose Matty D and we both chose John Hunter. I think that was the one that was farthest away, but the other ones, man, we were right.
Matty D still, I think, finished 7th, so
yeah,
still wasn't that bad.
For sure. But I didn't get to watch much of the I think what were they doing? The qualifying and stuff Friday night. We were out eating, and I
didn't watch.
I did get in time for the truck race, though. I actually did get to watch that. So, but overall, yeah, the truck race was really good. Sad that Zane Smith he got DQ'd. That was a bummer.
It's kind of a blessing he didn't win that, though.
Yeah, because that would have been kind of crazy,
Yeah, that would have been even more devastating.
walking over there taking the guys.
What was his DQ over? I hadn't read about that yet.
Lug nuts.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they said like three or four.
I had heard he got DQ'd, but I didn't know what the infraction was.
Yeah, that was the deal too, and I didn't know about it until I actually Tim Mosey reached out to me and told me about it, and then I went and researched it and seen it. Can you imagine though if he did win that? Like, give me that trophy, sir. I mean, I'm sure it's happened in history before, obviously, but that. It was kind of better that way. So that moved Kyle Busch up to second. And I thought that guy was done racing in these other series, by the way.
No, he
Just
said he was
Xfinity.
done. Yeah, done in Xfinity.
Okay.
I mean, he's got a lot of sponsor obligations in the trucks. Like a lot of his sponsors say, hey, you're going to have, we want you to run a few of those races. So.
Are the new wheel locks called lug nuts? That's a single lug. If you're talking, it would be a lug still. It's just a single. But yeah, I didn't know what the case was with that, and I thought that it was just Xfinity too. But then I kind of looked into it, and he hadn't said anything about the trucks. But I don't know. I've always said that when they run those series, I mean that's kind of like Cole Custer last week. He kind of came and stole the show. And by the way, did you see that Bobby Dotter's team was back to normal this week?
Yeah.
It's amazing when you have something like that and you have all the sponsorship backings to give you a decent car.
Well, I just wonder I was wondering with Bobby's car last week if that wasn't just an SHR car with a 07 on the side and Bobby's crew there.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, because you would think that Saturday would have been the exact same car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you had mentioned being disqualified. A quick rundown memory lane. Bobby Dotter does have one Xfinity Series win back in 1992. And Jeff Burton was flagged the winner, but he was disqualified, and Bobby did win a race in the Xfinity Series in 1992.
Yeah, we asked about that last week. I wasn't sure if he had a win or not.
Mm-hmm. But he was not the car owner, though.
Oh, okay.
Because that was the thing.
That's his team. That's his first win then.
Correct.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. I didn't think that their team had actually ever won anything. Because, I mean, I've been in the shop. I mean, they have others, memento stuff on the wall. But as far as trophies like that, I never recalled seeing one down there. Did you guys hear about Spencer Boyd from
No.
Yeah, I was reading here. I took a screenshot. Bob Pockris actually put this out, and he said Spencer Boyd was at the care center. Doesn't believe his arm is broken, but he did have a dislocated shoulder from that wreck that he was in. And then it says he's going to get some x-rays to be sure, but they're saying that he should be good for Atlanta, which is obviously 2 weeks away. Yeah. But I didn't think that had hit much. I figured it'd be decent for us to mention where it was the truck series. But some of those guys, they had some tough breaks. I mean, they hit those walls. Several guys did over the weekend. I think of Eric Jones too in the the Cup race. Man, that was a bummer on him. They were running good too.
They've run good every race.
Yeah, they really have.
Those petty GMS cars are. I feel like they are one of the mid-pack teams to watch out to win a race this year.
Yeah,
I agree, but I do feel like there's light years right now between the 42 and the 43 because Eric Jones has seemed to show a lot of speed, and Ty Dillon's been on the other end of that.
Yeah, and that could just be rust. He could just be rusty. Because
Mm-hmm.
I've always personally, this is my opinion, thought that Ty was a better driver than Austin.
Austin has admitted that in interviews where he said Ty's a better driver than him. He's just never got the brakes that he has.
Yeah, and he needs good equipment to prove. I mean, I would say really what he's in now is definitely better than Remain Racing.
Mm-hmm.
So, his chance of proving himself would be now, obviously. And he was up front there a little bit, if I recall.
Yeah, because he did stay out on the pit cycles.
Yeah, strategy.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff wasn't working out either. I don't,
That worked out for Hendrick.
Yeah, it did. Update on the truck series. Have you guys been keeping up with all the points and stuff? in the trucks.
Just a little bit.
Chandler Smith is the points leader. He's got 87 points. I didn't realize Tanner Gray was sitting there second in points.
I did see that.
He's had solid finishes. He's finished.
Yeah. Ty Majeski's there in third with 72 points. Ben Rhodes with 70 in fourth. Stuart Friesen with 65 points in fifth. Matty D in sixth. They've opened up to a good season so far.
Yeah.
You know. Deegan with terrible luck as usual here lately.
Well,
it's always
go ahead.
It's terrible luck when you're putting yourself in those situations deep in the pack. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's deep in the pack and she's running up in those 3 and 4 wide groups. And I mean, you know, that's how you make passes, obviously, and you gain some spots. But man, I mean,
I think she's the only. There's only like 2 drivers below her in points that have run all 3 races so far. So
yeah.
Oh boy.
What's that?
Oh boy, that's not very good.
No,
that's
exactly.
That's like in the ARCA. She was like 5th in points in ARCA, but it was like 4 people behind her were the only other race the whole season.
Yeah, I mean, she's got to start. To me, she's got to start proving. We all know that she's gonna get that Xfinity ride. There's no questions asked, and we probably know there's gonna be a day where she steps foot in Cup. Will she earn her place? You know, we don't know yet, but if it was going off today, what's going on right now, I would say she hasn't earned her place. If they up and said tomorrow she's getting a Cup ride, I would be like, no.
I just feel like she doesn't have that aggression she had in ARCA, or in K&N, I should say. Once she got the ARCA and up into the trucks, her aggression went away because I feel like she's trying to be more careful, which is not a bad thing, but I feel like she just lets people run all over her.
Yeah, you touched on it right there with the aggression. Look how she used to ARCA and truck is a whole nother ball game. You know, it's a step up. So you're not, you know, you're running with more veterans and stuff in the truck series. But
I think it's a thing.
You can't let them run over you, because if you do, look what happens. She needs to put the bumper to use more than she has been as of late. I'll totally agree. Go ahead, Octane.
Hang on just one second.
Okay. Going off of what Metal Mike says, she's going to have sponsor trouble at some point.
I don't think she will.
I don't think she'll ever have sponsor trouble.
Her dad's been with Monster Energy since before they were even Monster Energy.
Yep.
Okay,
and not only that, do what now?
I can't remember what the name was, but he was like their first endorsement for the Monster Energy before they were Monster. This was years ago, before even anybody thought of energy drinks.
Yeah. What were you saying, Octane? Sorry.
No. What I was going to say about on Deegan's aggression levels, could it just be an issue where she's just not comfortable on the mile and a half tracks? You know, whereas on the short tracks, you know, she was very aggressive and did very well. And even if you look at her SRX races last year, she did really well. So it just may be a comfort thing racing on those faster tracks.
It almost like her aggression in SRX was completely different than what I saw in trucks at any track.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that has to go with there's no consequences really in SRX. You're just there literally to have fun and win. And in trucks, I mean, there are, you know, consequences for not doing very good because you're in a NASCAR equipment. It's a lot of money is involved. So I understand, but she needs to just go back to what she was doing. I don't know. We need a top 5 from her. Like we need we need to see something. It's eventually, but I don't
because
know.
just watching her last year at where was it at the dirt race, the truck race in Kansas. I'm drawing a blank on the name right now, and Knoxville, that's Iowa. So at the truck race at Iowa, she kind of disappointed in that with all the dirt and short track experience that she had. And Tanner Gray this year is hand over fist outperforming her.
Oh yeah.
So with the same equipment.
And the 17 truck, whoever's in that is outperforming her.
I got to watch what I say here because I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I got to say Tanner Gray outperforming her to me. Yes, I love Haley Deegan, but from what I talked with Tanner last year at Millbridge, every time I seen that guy, I'm happy for him because he's putting in the effort. There's a lot of stuff that the average person doesn't know that he'd sit there and talk to me about for like 10 minutes straight. And you got to put the work effort in. And if you're not wanting to show up and do what you're supposed to be doing, I mean, to me, you don't deserve a spot on the team.
Right.
I mean, so I don't know. I just got to watch what I say there. There's Jamie Williams with his famous hi. Everybody say hi to Jamie Williams.
Hi, Jamie.
Roger, she's probably at the point now, Roger, that she's making more money on social media than in racing.
Let me see what Roger said.
So she'll never stop. She'll never stop doing that.
Hey, you guys will have to let me know in chat if anybody asks me a question or brings up Octane or anything, because I don't see a chat right now. So
yeah, I got you.
Thank you.
Outlaw says she's gonna Bubba Wallace her way up to the top. Yeah, she probably will. I mean, He says Monster used to be called Hanson Natural.
That's what it. Yeah, that's what.
I remember seeing that.
Yep, and
I don't even remember that.
Brian's been with them since the very beginning. So I don't think she's gonna have issues. I mean,
definitely not there. And then she has the Pit Viper sunglass thing that she's got going on. She's always advertising that.
And Toter.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see that changing either. But on over to see what else I had wrote down. Well, Kyle Busch finished second. What was the official rundown? I thought I had that written down. Yeah, right here. So Stuart Friesen finished third, and then Ryan Preece was fourth, and then Tanner Gray was fifth. Ryan Preece, it seems like I want to touch on that. I'm not knocking him or anything in the Cup Series, but dude, he might be like Matty D. I think he runs better in the trucks. I think he should just take a step back and kind of do that.
He hasn't really, I don't know. He hasn't been on that top tier team though. Like I see DGR or Crosley, whatever the hell they're calling it now. I see them as I would say getting up to be a top 5 team.
Yeah.
In the truck series. So I mean, that's good equipment that he's going in, and now it's a lot of. I know Stuart Haas doesn't have anything to do with trucks, but you can see that connection there with Ryan Preece.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong though with what I'm saying, but I just feel like maybe I don't know. What do you guys think about him stepping back from? I mean, I know he's going to be the next in line. I think for Eric Amarola next year. So then we would probably really be able to see what he's going to do. And then maybe after that, if he doesn't perform, I don't know, maybe there's questions there. Should he be going back?
Yeah, and Deegan's going to replace Harvick. I already know that. That's going to happen. It's already probably planned.
Most likely.
And that's probably why she doesn't want to be crazy. She doesn't want to
screw nothing up. We got something for you, Octane.
Okay.
Roger Riggs says, Octane, nice hit on that Torque Elliott quad relic hit.
Thank you, Roger. So far out of that box, all 3 hits have been Hendrick drivers.
Yeah, I've been watching that. That's been a really good box. I wish if we done that like a torque break again, I'd love to have a case of 16. That would be awesome. But I
Yeah, maybe
don't
$140 break.
I know, because I can't even find it on the thing.
I don't know if I can justify that.
NASCAR needs some female drivers to create some additional interest. I mean, they have a good batch now, but you're right, and they need to perform though. Like, we don't need this, just talk stuff and
And it's all about percentages though. Like, you have one female driver in the top 3 series of NASCAR, and it's in trucks. You have Natalie Decker. She don't really count. I mean, it's tough. I mean, you got 1 or 2 versus 100, 200.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess there'll be a diversity thing at some point. I mean, it already is, because there's more and more. I'm seeing more and more in the ARCA series, coming up.
Yes.
Versus the other.
Well, you look at NHRA and how many women have been successful in NHRA over the years. With like Shirley Muldowney and Ashley Forth and that whole group of women that have just been successful over there. And even in the Indy cars, there was a couple Indy 500s we had up here where there was 4 out of 33 drivers were women in the race. So what is the issue with getting women to transition into NASCAR? What makes it so difficult for them to be successful at that level?
I don't know. Maybe those other series and things are less reliant on sponsors.
That was the first thought that popped into my head, was because NASCAR is the money machine,
right.
where you make a lot, but you spend a lot.
But with going back on the NHRA, I'm pretty sure there was a study done that all the female NHRA drivers have a better reaction time than all the males.
I was just talking to my dad was just talking to me about that last week. Strangely enough, that you brought that up.
Yeah.
And it may just be whether it's reactionary or the fact that women's eyes do. Now, I did see this in a research that was done, that women have more perception of color, so maybe they're able to identify that yellow and green transition a lot quicker than a man would.
Yeah. I know there was tons of studies done on it, and it's I don't know. That was just something I remember from growing up.
Y'all talking way over my head, so I'm gonna refrain from that.
I grew up going to the drag strip.
See, that's something I've never done.
Yeah.
I'm going next month, literally for the first time ever.
Take earplugs.
Yeah.
Take earplugs.
Yeah, dude, it'll be amazing. You'll feel it in your chest.
Wow.
Like, you'll just feel it. Like, it's crazy. Your whole body will feel that energy.
How much is that reflective to what we felt at DGR that day? Of course, more.
Well, it was different at DGR because the truck was right there.
Right.
But if you're close to the start line of a NHRA, I would say it'd be 10, 20 times more. Like, you just feel it. It's nuts. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I really am. For the first time. I mean, I plan on going around taking I might make a video out of it for sure and just share it.
Metal Mike with the daughters. I see a lot of these guys that do have daughters don't have them in racing, except Brian Newman is like the only one that can come to mind. With daughters
Matt Crafton.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just thinking from a Millbridge aspect.
I mean, you don't see Jimmy Johnson's daughters. That he said he has no interest in getting them into racing.
Jeff Gordon's daughter, no.
Yeah.
Larson's told me that he plans on getting Aubrey in if she wants to, but he's not pressuring the issue. So
Harvick's been posting videos on Twitter. Piper got her own little go-kart now, and she's been driving it around.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like the old days. You know, you think about Kelly Earnhardt being Dale Sr.'s daughter. She actually had a decent run there, I thought, you know, in the late models and stuff when she was doing that. But moving forward, we're almost like 7:30. Man, the time flies on here when you're having fun. Xfinity. And Roger, we'll get to that talk here in a little bit. Don't worry. We'll get there. I seen that earlier.
Yeah, Roger, read the room, man. You see what order we're going in?
he's so hyped. He's got to talk bad. He can't wait to start typing. I got to stop. I'm picking on Roger for a minute. It's pick on Roger for 1 minute time. He told me last week, he's like, I don't know, can somebody get into my computer while I'm typing? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, man, I had this long paragraph. I was so mad. I was telling y'all what I thought, and I hit enter, and half of it went away. I'm like, dude, I don't know.
It was too long.
Possibly, I figured
there's
that the
character. Yeah,
ran
there's
out.
probably, yeah.
The computer knew he didn't need to be exposed to what he really thought. Xfinity, though, speaking of the DQs, Joe Graf got DQ'd for loose lugs as well. I don't know if you knew that, Octane.
No, I seen that in the rundown, but I hadn't heard any updates. I looked on Jayski and I didn't see anything at that point when I seen it, but I was interested to find out why. So
yeah, he had the three. They're saying 3 loose or missing lugs. They didn't tell if it was loose or missing. They just said either one of the or.
And that's an obvious loose. They're not there with friggin' torque wrenches checking the torque. It's like just you obviously can see it's not on there all the way.
You guys remember back in the day they used to have the pit crew challenges? I'm talking like 90s, and they would come out there with a torque wrench and have to do each one, and if it moved. Do you remember those days? I remember watching them when I was younger.
I remember, but I don't remember watching them.
Yeah.
I'm aware of them.
Right. That was pretty interesting.
I've got a few on tape from the early 90s somewhere when they had them at Rockingham.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Outlaw says NASCAR and the government censoring Roger. Yeah, they knew he was up to no good. And Roger says he just goes straight to the jugular vein. He's going for the kill. God. Oh, I mean, next thing they're going to start censoring what Roger says because they think he's some murderer or something.
Russian spy.
Oh, my God. But, hey, like I said, I got to brag about it again. Here we go. My guy, Ty Gibbs, he's not my guy, but he was my pick. He wound up winning. I mean, I instantly texted y'all. I was like, well, looks like my pick won.
Yeah, and I instantly ignored it. I instantly ignored it.
Neither one of you said a word. I was like, all right, so you know.
Well, I couldn't remember who you had picked, and I hadn't watched the race at that point, so it was just like, well, okay.
Right. I didn't. Maybe I spoiled it for you. Then I
don't know. Like I said,
you didn't remember.
So. I didn't remember who you picked, and I was like, okay, well, somebody won.
Yeah. But I was like, oh my God, finally I done something right for a change, and I picked something. So my wife was like, what do you win? I'm like, bragging rights for a week, I guess. We're not going for anything. But yeah, that was pretty cool to see. My pick win. I'm not a big Ty Gibbs fan by no means. I don't know. Definitely going to be seeing him in the Cup Series. I think in the next few years. We know that. Does
it irk anybody else that he's a cocky little thing, and then he praises God literally the second he gets out of the car every time? Like, I don't know.
I think that's
it irks me a little bit, just because of his attitude, and he's got the Joe Gibbs driver attitude of the cockiness and I'm better than everybody else, and then first and foremost, I gotta thank Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It's like, come on.
Well, all that battles back to Joe Gibbs, because you got to think how spiritual he is. They're always praying and stuff after, before a race win. Then you'll see him praying with a race win. So he's the grandson of Joe Gibbs. He's going to do that. I'm sure his grandpa says, you need to make sure you mention that. I mean, I could see that, but I agree. And I've seen Ty Gibbs plenty of times. He's not the nicest guy. Like kind of at Bristol, he was like begging us to get his autograph. You've seen that.
Yeah, you're like, hey, are you Ty Gibbs?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah. And then he literally walked by like 15 times and would look over at the fans to see if anyone had anything for him to sign.
Yeah, now he's like running because he's gotten so popular, I guess. But what's funny is on Ty Gibbs, I watched him 4 years ago at Millbridge, and I remember seeing Joe Gibbs there, and I didn't realize, the connection. I knew the last name Gibbs, but I didn't even think about, trying to get his autograph or anything. But yeah, how about the Ryan Seek and Ty Gibbs, staying on subject with that? That was kind of, I don't know.
Yeah,
Ryan Seek looked like an idiot with the way he tried to take him out.
And that's not good for a small team like that. That's not going to be good.
No.
I get his frustration, but yeah, that's the
man. If you was going to try and wreck him, though, the way he done it was just stupid. Like, turn up. If you're done, just turn up.
Yeah, because NASCAR was already flagging him.
Yeah.
Or whatever they calling him to the garage.
Metal Mike says, he's small in stature. Boy, got to act like a
yes. He's got short guy syndrome.
Yeah. You guys should see him at the track. You'd understand. I don't know.
I think somebody said, Mike Bliss said the same thing about Bobby Hamilton Jr. He's got a 10-foot ego and a 5-foot body.
Yeah, that's Ty Gibbs. Right. What was Roger saying here? Yes, they even had competition for the guys who drive the haulers. Oh yeah, he must be delayed. Roger, you got to refresh there, pal. He's talking about the pit crew challenge, I think.
Roger, we're in 2022 now.
Yeah, man.
we gotta always pick on Roger. Always got to pick on Roger. How about this? This is off. It's on the subject of Xfinity, but JJ Yaley, I read this the other day. Have you guys know about this deal? They said JJ Yaley has scored 56 points for MBM Motorsports in their first 3 Xfinity Series events of 2022, placing the 66 car in 20th in owner points. This is the highest point total for a single MBM entry through 3 races and the start of a season in their team history. So that's pretty cool for a small, low budget, fun team.
Oh yeah.
With JJ Yaley. I mean, I've always liked JJ, and I thought that he was good when he was in the Gibbs car, for interstate batteries. I always liked him.
Is Yaley running full time with them, or is that like a mix it up car?
I'm not sure, honestly.
I haven't heard either, but if it's a mix it up car, they need to not mix it up anymore.
Yeah, they need to see what he can do. Get them up and keep them in top 20 in owners points would be.
And outside of his time at JGR and the 96 car, Yaley's always outperformed the equipment, I thought.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And like I was saying in his Gibbs days, I mean, I thought he done pretty. I wish that stupid camera would quit doing that. It's like the focus is just off. But I always thought that he always done good. And people, there it goes again. Why is it doing that? Could it be the lighting, you think?
It's just autofocus, man. You're moving forward and back and
whatever. But yeah. So I just wanted to. We're getting way off subject, and we don't even know what to say at this point. But yeah, JJ Yaley. I thought that was very interesting to bring up on that. With the Xfinity talk.
those
Go ahead.
Xfinity cars, I believe they're racing very well.
Oh yeah.
The racing is very, very entertaining.
I wonder if we're saying this because of the new next gen though. Because
I mean that the racing was pretty entertaining yesterday though.
Yeah,
With the
it
next
was.
gen.
But it
Those
seemed
cars suck up so fast. Like
Yeah,
they
do.
get such a run.
Yeah, no kidding. I did want to, I guess, since we talked about the trucks, the Xfinity points, Noah Gragson's in the lead now with 144. Ty Gibbs with his win as in second now, 127. Allmendinger in third with 123. Justin Allgaier in fourth with 120. Josh Berry, who had been, we knew he was going to be driving well this season, and we all predicted that. He's in fifth with 108. Definitely see some wins in his near future. What do you guys think on that?
Yeah,
for sure he gets at least one win this season. He's got to.
Oh,
yeah,
he'll have 3 or 4. Yeah, he'll have 3 or 4 wins. I think he'll have 3 or 4 wins easy this year.
And then Hamrick's in sixth, Herbst in seventh, Alfredo eighth, Sam Mayer ninth, and Austin Hill in 10th.
That's one. Sam Mayer. Do you guys think I think he'll have a win this year too.
Oh yeah, he just had a bad break. Saturday he was involved in that wreck and everything. But yeah, definitely Sam Mayer. He's I definitely see him winning. I don't know where, because he hasn't really.
I don't know what his specialty track is per se, but he seems to be driving pretty well. Where did he win that truck race at? I can't remember.
Bristol.
It was Bristol? Okay.
Yeah, last year.
All right. So maybe we'll keep a lookout there.
Yeah, he was strong there for sure. Hey, that might be where Matty D gets his redemption, though. Think about it. Wouldn't that be sweet? That he came so close the season that he done it with Hamlin just to get it in trucks. I mean, see that guy win would be awesome.
Well, that and he had a top 10 at Bristol in that train wreck of a team with BK Racing.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I definitely I wouldn't count out Matty D. Not necessarily saying on the dirt, but maybe they do come back in the fall, right?
Yeah.
Trucks. Yeah, maybe then. I don't know. He might be good on dirt though. And Metal Mike said back in 2016. I don't know what he's talking about. It says Derek White on the original creators of MB&M was arrested for smuggling tobacco back in 2016. I don't know what he's talking about. I guess a former owner.
Well, he was one of the drivers of the MBM when they first started, when Carl Long first started that team. Derek White, who I believe is from Canada, did get arrested for smuggling tobacco to or from Canada.
Oh, okay. I didn't know anything about that. Let's see, 2016, I was running around with what now is my wife. So I kind of drifted away from racing there a little bit. I mean, I would go to Martinsville and Bristol and stuff like that, but past that, no. But I gotta bring this up. I gotta bring this up because I gotta cut into this wound a little bit more as we have the past 2 weeks. I think Josh knows what I'm fixing to say. It was announced that both Blaney's are going to be running at Sharon now.
Oh, for SRX?
Yeah. They announced it earlier. Josh sent me the thing, and then I went and
Dave owns that track.
I was like, oh,
Octane, Sharon Speedway.
Okay,
Dave Blaney owns it, yeah.
Yeah. So that just poured the wound even, we gashed it open a little bit more with Josh because you love Dave Blaney, right? A lot. And plus you could be getting Blaney. Man, you could get a lot of guys. What, Kenseth? Ain't Kenseth running that one too?
It was Stewart's there. I don't think it was Kenseth.
It was somebody else though. Biffle? Well, we know Newman's gonna run that one too.
Yeah, I can't remember all of them, but it's gonna be a good lineup.
Yeah. Sucks you can't go, right?
Yeah.
I got to keep doing that. But anyways, yeah, that was announced today. So the SRX is looking to be, even if you have to watch it on TV, I think they're gonna step their game up a lot this season. And I have a feeling they haven't announced everything just yet. There might be a few more surprises. I'm hoping they don't bring. I'm gonna say this. I hope they don't bring Hamlin over to South Boston. I'd like to see one of the Burtons run that. That'd be awesome. I mean, that's right there in that's their area. Bring Ward Burton in, for Christ's sakes. Jeff Burton. That'd be awesome. What's up, Boom Slang? He says Sharon Speedway opened in 1929, one of the oldest dirt tracks. Metal Mike said that. Well, I didn't know that. And moving forward, there's something else I want to tell you about, Josh. Did you hear about Todd Parrott?
No.
Yeah, he's been in the hospital. I know
Oh,
you.
really?
Yeah, you like Todd a lot because he was with Jarrett. I was reading this thing that Dave Moody, he said, just texted with Todd Parrott. He has been at the Northeast Hospital in Concord since Thursday morning with cardiac issues. His blood work is better today, and he has lost 25 pounds of fluid. It's a good thing. Doctors are still concerned with his his heart averaging 120 beats per minute. So I don't know if he got to come home or if he's still in the hospital. That was yesterday though. But yeah, I didn't know about that either. So I thought I'd bring that forward to you because I know you like Dale Jarrett and Todd when they were together. So thoughts are with him and his family for sure. But moving forward, now let's talk about the big race, Sunday's race. First thing I want to touch on is that crappy clip that they put on in the pre-race of Chase and Larson. How stupid. What did you guys think of that? God.
I didn't really see it, but I saw them towards the end of the race. They were mentioning, oh, we could have third week in a row, third different team having fighting teammates.
With JGR, yeah.
Yeah, it was stupid.
I didn't watch any of the pre-race at all, so I don't know anything about that segment.
Well, I got the screenshot. You guys can go find it. Even on Reddit, people say the worst NASCAR pre-race clip. That's what it looks like. You can tap it and play it, but I don't want to waste a minute and a half of my time again seeing the crap. But somebody on Reddit wrote this, and I had to read it. And which I guess is a question here. It says, is NASCAR media trying to make sure they're a way bigger thing than this actually is? We have seen issues between teammates happen time and time again, but I can't think of a bump between teammates that became this mainstream media headline for an entire week. Topic. Fox even spent money to hire a film crew and send people into the desert to film a segment on this. How stupid. I feel like this has just gotten way out of hand and too much attention for its first week. What about when Joey and Matt feuded back in 2015? That didn't catch much heat. I don't disagree that it is newsworthy, but I just think this is too much. The whole thing really needs to be pushed to the side. I mean, I agree with that 100%. They couldn't have said it any better. I think it's yeah, it's drama, but come on. It's not like, I don't know. I guess it's because two popular guys, they got to bring that in. I don't know.
Well, and it's Hendrick Motorsports too, but I mean, they gotta have stories for something, I guess. They gotta fill some time.
Yeah, they got to kill that pre-race show time. Where's the Chris Myers segment been with Larson's and Cash and who's the Braxton been? I thought they were bringing that back.
They did.
They did
Yeah,
at
they did
Daytona.
Yeah.
But they didn't do it at the other ones. I thought that was like a full segment that they would do each week, like the kidding around or whatever. I don't know. I like seeing that. That's pretty cool. Metal Mike's talking wrestling. He says not really. They're creative, just like SmackDown on Fox. And then he says AEW great pay-per-view last night. He says, I mean, Chase and Kyle fighting. Who's going to pay for that? I don't know. I guess, I don't know. I'm over that because it seems like they handled it in the team meeting. So that was enough for me. I mean, I still said that Larson didn't do it on purpose. I mean, and that I am a Larson fan, but I will say that I don't think he done it on purpose. Who knows? But
No, it wasn't on purpose.
yeah, so and hey, have you guys heard? I've been screenshotting this stuff when I see it because I want to talk about it. Have y'all heard what Kyle Busch said after the Bowman win?
Oh, about he backed into it.
Yeah, he's always backing into wins. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of explicit language there, so I won't say it, but yeah, that's typical Kyle Busch for you right there. So he's just
Well, and then on pit road after the race, it just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say when you walk up to that guy, what attitude are you really gonna get?
Mike, I would have to agree with you on that.
Have you guys noticed that this week that when cars spun out that you didn't have that issue
Flat
with them
tire
just
problem?
being the flat tire?
Yeah.
They're still getting flats, but they're not getting stuck. So I don't know what changes the teams have made that have accommodated that.
The tires changed, didn't he?
The thing that I noticed was when someone got a flat or flats, they immediately beelined down to the apron. So I think that has a lot to do with it, is get down to flat ground.
So you don't get high centered.
Yeah, and I think that was probably the direction from a lot of the teams. And I noticed that no one got stuck. So
well, it seemed like they didn't have enough sets either for the weekend, which Vegas is bad for eating up tires anyways. But we haven't seen tires ripping apart to that extent either. Like where the cords are, I mean, it's just been straight flats every other week. I don't know what the case was there, but we touched on Eric Jones earlier. He just up and done on his.
Yeah, I did notice the tire wear was a little different. Tires cording, and I think even a couple blew out. But I mean, the last couple weeks we didn't really notice any of that. So I don't know if there's a different compound.
Tires was the strategy that paid off. I mean, that was the talk that's the talk right now, but that's what got Bowman the win. I didn't see them pulling that off. I thought that Kyle Busch would have made a move. I was really shocked with that.
Yeah, I thought he lost a lot of momentum going into the first turn.
I think the same thing, not cutting you off, Octane or whoever. I think it was a different tire too. I really do. I don't know. It seemed different. It really did.
Well, what I was gonna say about the finish was with Larson and Bowman running side by side, it really didn't give Kyle any place to go, high or low, because they were running just far enough apart.
Yeah,
he couldn't get between them. He couldn't get below them. He couldn't get above them. So
yeah, they were like that close together, and all the way down to the apron. So he was boxed in. There was nowhere to go.
Yeah, but congrats to Alex Bowman. I mean, he got the win. So my guy finished second. What was the rundown there? I had it written down.
I was looking good to that last caution come out. So.
Yeah, I know. We were all together though there on that one too. So my heart was, I don't know.
See, my oddball pick, I could have went Bowman or Byron. I think I said Bowman.
I don't even know what you said last week.
No, it was definitely Byron. I remember saying Byron.
Yeah.
I could not find that though anywhere.
I looked back as well. I couldn't find anything. I don't even know what you said either. So I think when you said Byron, that made me. I don't know. I just feel like you did say that though. So, but yeah, overall, I thought the racing was good for the Cup Series. It's progressively getting better. I mean, we didn't really, have any of the beach whales this week. So
nope.
I'm curious to see how all this plays out on the new Atlanta here in a few more weeks when they go there.
That should be an interesting race.
Yeah, for sure. what was left? I think that was about it on that. Oh, Denny Hamlin, he had the gear problem too. Let's don't forget about that. He screwed his own race up.
Yeah, he went to go to third and took it down all the way to first, I think.
Yeah. I can't say I didn't laugh when that happened. I mean,
well, you think about this because those guys, like they were talking about the muscle memory and using the old H pattern. What's going to happen when they go to the road courses, and especially if a driver races it, and what happens if a driver races in the trucks or the Xfinity race the day before and gets in that mindset?
Yep.
And that's why I also think there's these lug nut penalties in Xfinity and in trucks.
Oh, yeah.
All those guys all share and go between all the cups, the cup.
Yep.
Cup teams.
The crews, yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I mean, if you think about it, you're just talking about lug nuts. But I mean, to them, who knows? Like to any average Joe, it's like, oh yeah, it's just hold the wheel on. But it could just be, who knows?
Well, you think about it. You get up every morning and you got a routine. They do that as a routine. They get in the swing of it, and then you switch it around. You know, if you went in tomorrow, say to work, and they changed everything around, you wouldn't be used to it. So it very well could be that, and they're not used to the switch.
Well, something that I didn't know about on the Cup cars with that center lock lug is on one side of the car to tighten the lug, you spin it counterclockwise, and on the opposite side of the car, you spin it clockwise. So
yeah, because they're always moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
correct. So it's not the same.
Really quick, what are the? I don't know all the logics behind this, but what are all the teams doing? I've seen them painting on the socket that goes in. What is that all about?
No, they're cleaning out the little dimples. Because those are what actually locks it. Once it's tight, it locks into the dimples. It's almost like it's hard to explain. It's almost like a ball. It's not a ball bearing, but it's like kind of like a cups together,
like a quick release hose.
What I'm
yeah,
saying.
exactly.
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Say this is the little ratchet thing. They're actually painting. They're painting like with a paint pen. Markings all over it. I noticed it in several teams. It's like a pink paint pen. You have to check it out if you see it next week.
Well,
I don't know.
I seen what you were talking about. It was like a brown color.
No, you're talking about something totally different. This is like a pink paint pen, and they are all marking on the socket itself on the outside. Like this is the thing here. They're painting on the outside of that deal.
Oh, I'll have to look for that.
I don't know what they're doing there. If that's maybe to line it up.
Did you see the tires too with all the green tape or whatever it was?
Yeah, I don't know what in the world.
Oh,
it's hard to understand what's going on there. But yeah, it was pretty decent 3 races, and I think we covered everything that I can recall. I think it's time for us to go over. Oh yeah, wait a minute, we got to give her spotlight. What did y'all think of Danica? That just popped into my head. How did she do?
She's just boring.
I'll second that.
I wonder if they just you're familiar with push to pass in IndyCar. I'm wondering if they had a timer on her mic that only allowed her to talk so
much. For what? 5 laps at the beginning of the race, there was no Danica. You would have thought that it was just Mike Joy and Clint Boyer. And then always she was referencing back to Indy, to Formula One, to this and that a lot of times. Like she didn't know what she was talking about. And then she's talking about talking about somebody wrecking. I'm like, well, you should know all about that situation. I mean,
Oh, did you even during the race, they're like, Danica, like one of the first times we ever saw anybody go like this when they're wrecking was when you did it.
Little too many Indy references. I agree. That's what I was just saying there. Why did the back wheels move a little after they put the first side on? I haven't noticed that.
Well, I think it has to do with the them probably putting it back into gear or out of gear or something to lock that differential in so they don't spin when they lock down the lug.
Outlaw, you got to put up with it next week too. So he says, "Good Lord," and a grilled cheese sandwich. Her voice is still rattling in my head. You'll have to put up with it next Sunday too. So look forward to that. All right, it's pick time. We're like 5 minutes, man. Like I said, this time flies by.
I already know my picks. I already know what I'm
I
picking.
got mine too, and I'm pretty firm on them. Truck Series, they got this week off, but they come back to Atlanta on the new surface, so it's really up in the air who could get it done. My pick is Ben Rhodes.
Oh no, I figure we'd pick trucks next week, man.
Oh, you want to do that? I mean, either
Yeah,
way.
I mean,
Yeah, because
there's-
I'd like to see an entry list.
yeah.
Okay, let's do that. But still, I think I'm going with that. I'm sticking with my gut. So there you go. Everybody knows
Well,
mine.
then you could say that next week then.
Yeah, I'm saying it next week. I didn't know how we were going to do that. All right, Xfinity then. They'll be running Saturday at Phoenix. Who
Hamrick.
wants to go first?
Daniel Hamrick.
Okay. What's your theory behind him on winning?
That's where he won the championship last year, got his first win. I feel like he gets his second one there.
All right. Octane, who do you got?
Let's go with Allmendinger. We'll keep it in that Collig family. I think AJ's just been really strong this year. I think he's won both of the poles already. I know he won the pole there at Vegas, but I think that he's just due for a strong race and has just been bitten by a little bit of bad luck.
It was between Allmendinger and Hamrick. I went Hamrick just because I like him more.
All right. Now, not necessarily I don't like this guy, but I went with him last week, and I have that gut feeling I'm going again, Ty Gibbs, because last spring he was runner-up right behind Cindric, and he was really strong in that race. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I think Ty Gibbs gets back-to-back wins. That's my choice. He was really strong. So, all right. So you got Hamrick. I'm writing that down while I got it on my mind. And he's got Allmendinger. And I got Gibbs. All right. And then for the Cup Series, Josh, since you took it off, we'll give you that first dibs again.
So Roger in the comments said he thinks Harvick's going to win. And I was almost ready to switch my pick to Harvick, but I'm going to stick with my original just because he seemed to be strong so far all year, but had some bad luck. And I'm going to say Chase Briscoe.
Interesting there, for sure. I never saw that one coming. Roger says he's got Noah Gragson.
Briscoe's had the most speed out of all the Haas guys.
Really? Yeah.
And he's just had some bad luck.
Yeah.
And he's improved quite a bit over last year as well.
Yeah. He definitely deserves a good win.
Plus, I like trying to pick different people. I don't like trying to pick the obvious.
Well, yeah. I mean, I picked Ty Gibbs twice, but
yeah.
What do you got, Octane?
I think this weekend Ryan Blaney's going to show up to Phoenix, dominate and win the race. He didn't have a chance to show what he could do at Vegas because he was taken out in that early crash, and Daytona is always a wild card. I think this is going to be a breakout year for Blaney. He had 3 wins last year. I think this year is going to be that career-making year for him, and I believe it starts at Phoenix.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to stick on that Penske train, and I'm going with another guy. I can't really.
Oh my God, you're gonna say it? You're gonna pick the. Oh my God.
Logano, man. I mean, he's been so good at Phoenix. I mean, he ran well back in the spring. He ran pretty good, I thought. Last championship race. I mean, he was up there.
I love Logano in the booth.
Yeah, I'll give him
I
props.
think he's really good in there.
If I wasn't going to go with Logano, my second pick would be Truex. I think Truex has been laying back a little bit. He kind of showed some things yesterday, but I don't know. I just feel like Logano gets it done. So that'll be interesting to see.
We all went We all went forward.
Yeah. And then Chevy will come and steal the show. That way he can says that Larson's so boring. Seeing Larson win all the time. You finally came around to Logano. Yeah, I guess.
I've never been against Logano, and I've always said that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I am.
Like, look.
I didn't like Logano much when he drove for Gibbs, but then when he went to Penske, there was just something that clicked there.
Look, I got his first ever. Well, I don't think it's his rookie, but that's how far back I like Logano. And he signed it all pretty stupid at Bristol, but
I can
right.
stamp the COA on that one. I remember when you got that signed.
Yep.
So, maybe I should mention this again before we go off, guys, because I think like Metal Mike's here. I don't know if he'd be interested. Closing, let's see, closing, what am I looking for? Advertisements. We'll have the auction.
No, time to tighten up those 3 lug nuts to end the show, guys.
Yeah. we need a sponsor here on the show.
Nut Blaster.
But we need like WD-40 or something like that. No, we'll have the auction on the 19th, 2 more weeks, and then I have that break that we're going to be doing. I think I don't know if anybody. Where's my paper at? I don't think anybody said anything, but I will mention it. We're having to push the break for Donruss until April the 6th because they changed the date again. So now that's been moved. So I got this one to fill in. 5 blasters. It'll be a 2021 Chronicles Blaster, 2018 Certified Blaster, 2021 Prism Blaster, 2021 Donruss Blaster, and a 2017 Absolute Blaster. 4 guaranteed hits, some number cards, a lot of cards in the Donruss. So it's a lot of cards for your money. $20 a spot. So far, I got Octane, Scott B, Outlaw, and Josh down. If you're interested, let me know, and we'll get you wrote down. So the plan is for that to be next, not this Wednesday, but the 16th. So just let me know if you're interested. That's going to wrap it up. It's 8:02 on my watch over here. So we'll be back next week. Let's see. Metal Mike says he won't send. Fill him in. Just let me know, guys. Y'all can text me, email me, or whatever. But we'll be back next Monday night recapping Phoenix. So hopefully we'll have some good topics to talk about then. And I am going to be talking to Tyler Young tomorrow, guys. Everybody here watching. I want to line that up at least. I mean, we got to start somewhere. I don't care who we get on here. It'd be just fun just to talk to somebody. So we'll see how that outcome is, and I'll update y'all. So we're gonna get off of here. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And Cole is saying bye or hi. This is Danny and Gray, Octane, and Josh, and we're gonna head off, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.
See y'all. Peace.